PJ Washington prophetically wrote down everything he ever wanted to achieve, but even he could not imagine the extravagant ways he would spend his first $1 million. Stop the cap. PJ was in the public spotlight because of his messy relationship. It is well known that he was in a relationship with fitness model Brittany Renner. In fact, the two only confirmed their relationship before revealing that they had a baby on the way in March. Their baby boy arrived in May, but rumors that they had split started to circulate almost immediately. Their pregnancy reveal photo shoot has since been removed from their Instagrams, and in the wake of their presumed split, PJ even wrote in a since-deleted tweet, "You was faking it all along." It seemed as if just after the birth of their son, Renner decided to call it quits. This resulted in many speculating that she was simply using PJ. Something that added fuel to this fire was when TMZ reported that he was expected to pay around $200,000 per month in child support to Renner. Now that equates to $2.4 million a year. That number might seem absurd, but it is also borderline believable. When that news story broke, many outlets were covering how much PJ was paying in child support, and once a rumor like that is out of the box, well, it's hard to contain it. But he did address the situation. He took to his Twitter and said, "Stop the cap," with the cap emoji. So at least according to PJ, the whole news story about him paying $200,000 per month is simply false. And hopefully, for the sake of PJ's bank account, that story is also fake. But one thing that isn't fake is his prophetic dream board, which outlined his basketball journey almost to a T. Basketball obsession. He has been locked in since he was a youngin'. As a Frisco 5th grader, PJ told his parents that he had big basketball aspirations. Rather than temper his hopes, they encouraged him to commit them to paper as goals. Young PJ thought about it for a while and then wrote that he was going to be a McDonald's All-American, sign with Kentucky, play for USA Basketball, become an NBA lottery pick. And there was another goal on his list, but more on that one in a little bit. Writing down goals is one thing, but you also need to be able to achieve them. He quickly learned that true commitment required far more sweat than words. PJ was born in 1998 in Louisville. His sibling Spencer came a year later, and Alexandria was born in 2001. The family moved to St. Louis, then Chicago, before settling in Frisco. His dad worked as a general manager of a CarMax dealership, and his mom was a teacher at Scoggins Middle School. PJ had started playing competitively since preschool. By the time he was in the 2nd grade, he towered above other kids his age. Despite their college basketball backgrounds, Paul and Sherry initially were content to allow others to coach their kids. However, things changed when PJ's dad became a coach at Stafford Middle School. It meant both parents were Frisco ISD employees and had access to gyms. As a senior, he averaged 19.6 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game. After this, he was able to check off one of his childhood goals. PJ was selected to both the 2017 Jordan Brand Classic and McDonald's All-American Game. He wears number 25 because that was his father's jersey number, but he says his game is equal parts mom and dad. "My dad was more like a bruiser. My mom definitely has all the skills, all the dribbling, shooting, all that stuff I got from her." With his high school career done, he set his eyes on checking off another childhood dream next: basketball journey. He had to navigate several ups and downs. He was rated as a 5-star recruit and the number 12 overall recruit and number 3 power forward in the 2017 high school class. When he learned that his childhood dream college, Kentucky, was interested in signing him, he was not hesitant to commit. On November 10, 2016, he committed to Kentucky. On November 20th, he signed his letter of intent. Throughout most of his freshman season at Kentucky, Washington played through a pinky injury that required surgery in the summer. In the NCAA tournament loss to Kansas State, Washington led Kentucky with 18 points and 15 rebounds. PJ averaged 10.8 points and 5.7 rebounds per game as a freshman. After the season, he declared for the NBA draft, but ended up deciding that he wasn't ready just yet. He returned on May 30th, 2018. In his second season at Kentucky, he averaged career highs across the board. Not only did he get to play more minutes, but he was more efficient as well. Following Kentucky's loss to Auburn in the 2019 NCAA men's basketball tournament, PJ announced his intention to forego his final 2 seasons of collegiate eligibility and declare for the 2019 NBA draft, where he was projected to be a first-round selection. Another bucket list item checked off. But things did not go as planned when he got to the NBA. NBA career. He got lost in the shuffle. He was selected as the 12th overall pick by the Charlotte Hornets in the 2019 NBA draft. On October 23rd, he made his debut in the NBA, starting in a 126-125 win over the Chicago Bulls, with 27 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. He also made 7 three-pointers, the most in an NBA debut in NBA history. He would end up making the NBA All-Rookie second team, but from that point onward, it felt as if he was in limbo. The Hornets were trying to prioritize their other young players, and PJ just became one of the guys on the team. But he still had some high points. On March 28, 2023, he scored a career-high 43 points in a 137-134 win over the Oklahoma City Thunder. He tied the point total again in January 2024, but after that point, both PJ and the Hornets felt a change of scenery for necessary. Going back to his 5th grade goals, he had written another one. I want to play for the Dallas Mavericks. On February 8, 2024, Washington was traded alongside 2 future second-round picks to the Dallas Mavericks, in exchange for Seth Curry, Grant Williams, and a 2027 first-round pick that is a top 2 protected. After the trade, PJ said that it meant the world to him to play where a lot of his family and friends are from. He now plays home games in the arena he used to come to as a kid, arriving in North Texas as a 1st grader and remaining through 10th grade. He transferred to Findlay Prep in Las Vegas, coached by his father. The Washington family has known Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison and assistant coach God Shamgod since PJ was in Frisco's Stafford Middle School. Tim Martin, PJ's personal trainer since 8th grade, is also Dallas-based. PJ and Dallas were a match made in heaven, and he proved so with his stellar play in the playoffs. Being in Charlotte wasn't all bad though. He did ink a very lucrative deal there. NBA contract. PJ has always been about his money. In high school, he had an allowance from his dad, but he was able to negotiate an extra $100 each time he got a triple-double in a game. Of course, this led to some stat padding, but he did manage to secure for himself an additional $500. Nowadays, he doesn't even have to worry about his allowance. He came into the league on a 4-year, $12 million deal. After showing out and proving his worth, the Hornets signed him for an additional 3-year, $46.5 million deal. Every penny of that deal is guaranteed. However, the contract is inching toward completion, which means that his next deal could be worth over $100 million. And on top of that, he has sponsorship deals with Nike and Panini. Good thing he's making millions because he is quite the spender. Off the court, he was quick to spend his first $1 million. PJ stressed the importance of saving your money. The plan his financial advisor set for him was that 20% of everything goes into a spending account and 80% of everything goes into a savings account. The very first thing he bought was 2 apartments, one for himself and one for his family. They were actually 10 doors apart from each other. After that came the $140,000 Porsche Panamera. And of course, he made sure to get all the upgrades. However, the car did not fit right with him, so he ended up buying a $130,000 Range Rover and a $112,000 Tesla afterward. But that's not all. He spent about $80,000 on his wardrobe, another $50,000 on jewelry, about $8,000 on tattoos, and $40,000 on a personal chef. So it is safe to say that PJ is living the good life.